Hi everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome back to my channel. A big hello to all my lovely subscribers who are incredible and leave lots of messages. I love it. And hi to anyone who's watching for the first time. So normally on this channel I do cash stuffing and sinking fund videos. We are a low income family of 3 in the UK. But today I just thought I would talk about my 3 tips on how to stick to your budget. There's lots of videos on YouTube about frugality and budgeting and how to really bring your household outgoings down. But I've been thinking about it, mulling it over, and I'd just like to sort of mention a few things that perhaps don't spring to mind straight away. So there's 3 steps, I think, to trying to make your budget work for you. And the first one is reality check. So there is no point making a plan of where you want to get to unless you know where you are now. So sit down if you can and track your spending. If you can track it over 2 months, that's brilliant. And then you can see what patterns there are. Think about what debt you're in. Is there a way of reducing it or consolidating it? Know exactly what your minimum outgoings are for your debt repayments. If you have a double income household, and you're used to both putting a certain amount into a bank account, that might be a time to review that. So if you're used to both putting in £600 a month to cover all the bills, etc., that's not going to cut it for the next 6 months as bills start to rise. So you need to really kind of know what your outgoings are so that you can tweak that a little bit. Also, a big doozy is, are you actually living beyond your means? So it's really time to sit down and know exactly what you've got coming into the house and exactly what you've got going out. And then you know how you can structure your budget. So that's the first one, reality check. Number 2, what are your habits and behaviours? So habits and behaviours affect your budget so much. You can make thousands of spreadsheets with all your incomings and outgoings. You can hustle, but until you notice and acknowledge that you have spending behaviours, or there's just certain things that happen that always end up, means the budget goes in the bin, basically. So it's good to just have a gentle think, and it's not about feeling guilty or, pulling yourself over hot coals about it. You'll just abstractly have a look at the patterns. If you're always tired on a Friday night and so you always end up getting a takeaway, that's one thing to acknowledge, and you need to factor that into your budget or try and make a new habit. Are you always scrolling and online shopping late at night on your phone in the bed? Do you splurge when you're stressed or when you're down? Is food really your thing? Are you an emotional eater? Do you love going out to eat? Takeaways, do you see it as a little treat, or do you eat when you're down? All these things are going to have an impact on your budget. So you could be buying economy jam and economy bread, but if still on a Friday night you are shattered and you just want to buy a takeaway, and so that's what you do, then that has to be recognised, and then you can factor it in. So the 3rd tip, so these are really just quick things to have a think about. The 3rd tip is taking mindful steps. So you know where you are, you know what habits you've got. Now's the time to think, okay, what do I need to do in order to make my budget successful? So do the numbers, do your spreadsheets, get your budget book, whatever you want to do, highlight your bank statements if that's easier for you. Just find out where you are. If you want to, you could consider cash stuffing. It has been fantastic for me and our family. You can do it digitally. There's loads of videos on YouTube to check it out. All different countries and currencies. People do it all different ways as well. So it has to work for your budget. So do have a look and get your rip cords ready to open the parachute. So, for example, you're tired on a Friday night. What can you do? You know you're going to be tired. So, it's time to get organised. Do some batch cooking. Is it cheaper in the long run to buy one of these? I mean, here in the UK, you can go to Marks and Spencer's or even Tesco's, I think, do it, where you can buy a meal for two for £10 or £12. And it's all prepared. If you've got one of those in the fridge on a Friday night, all you've got to do is whack it in the oven. So if you've spent £10 on that, it might have saved you from spending £35 on a takeaway. So although it can feel like it will bump up your grocery bill, in the overall picture, it will actually save you money because you've recognised, you know what, I never cook on a Friday night and I never want to. So have a think about that. If you spend long sessions on your phone at night and you just end up buying stuff, put your phone down. And I love a scroll on Etsy at 10 o'clock at night, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I tell my son he needs to be off tech for at least an hour before sleep because it's really good for him. And I completely ignore my own advice. And I really need to start thinking about that. So I've been trying to put the phone away. Another good thing to do about online spending is to give yourself a week. So you can write down what you want or save it or whatever you want to do on your phone. But promise yourself you'll wait a week. And 9 times out of 10, by the time Friday comes, you think, oh God, I don't even need that now. I want something else. Something else is on the list. So sometimes it's just that sort of desire. And if you delay spending the money, you know, you might save some pennies in the long run. If, this is a big one as well, actually, if you spend money on food at lunch times, so if you're at work and you end up spending money and thinking by the end of the week, oh, I really just don't fancy my packed lunch, I'm going to go spend 15 quid on lunch. This can be because you have cut the budget, grocery budget, so much that you've got a warm, floppy old cheese sandwich for lunch and by Thursday, that's just not cutting it. Which is obvious, right? It's of course you're going to go and buy yourself lunch because it's nice and food can be a reward and it's sensual and it's a treat. So again, think to yourself, okay, do I need to actually spend £10 more a week or £20 more a week on getting myself some really delicious lunch food so that I don't then end up 3 times a week buying from the staff canteen or going to the local cafe or what have you. So just have a look at what those patterns are at lunchtime and see if you can adjust it. Do not crunch the numbers so hard that you end up breaking your own rules straight away because you can't adhere to it. Also, if you love a bit of a splurge, even in town, and it's your relaxation, it's what you like doing, especially if you cash stuff, try and save up for it. So here in my, this is my variable sinking funds. I have, is it this one? No, it's in the other one. I have a envelope which is just for me. And it's to do whatever I want with. Here we go. So currently, what have I got in here? 20, 30, 40. And this is because I do really want to buy something online. That's not enough for it. And could I have got the old credit card out and just bought it weeks ago? Yeah, I could have done. But I'm really trying to be mindful about my spending. But another good way of doing it, if you don't want to cash stuff, is buy yourself vouchers. If you know that your Amazon spending is a bit out of control, at the start of a month, buy yourself Amazon vouchers for a certain amount, and that's what you're going to spend. And see if that helps somehow just rein in the spending. Because then once you know that voucher's gone, you really know, I really shouldn't be, I shouldn't be getting this month. So the next one is adding new routines and habits. So this is all still part of the taking mindful steps. Habits are just things that you've done over and over and over and over again, that you've done it so much it's become natural. So think about these new ways that you can kind of steer yourself into making the right choices. And the more you do them, they will become habits. So I've only been cash stuffing. I've been budgeting for years, but I've only been cash stuffing since January this year, 2020. Now I feel like I've been doing it every week consistently. It seems perfectly natural to me now, and I don't get my card out all the time to spend. I instantly think, what have I got in this envelope? What have I got for that? So yeah, try and make new habits and new behaviors. You will slip off. Don't beat yourself up about it. But just, if you don't get these patterns sorted, you know, you can have the smallest of budget. You could spend £20 a week for a family of 6 food shopping. But if by the end of the week you're bored and, you know, tired, you're going to buy a takeaway. So, you know, that was just a few examples, a bit of waffle, but I just thought it might help if you're already doing all the sort of practical things that you can do to save money, and you're making your budget, but you're still not sticking to it. Just think about going through those things in your mind. Have a reality check. Note what behaviours and habits you've got that are sending you off piste, and then make a list of how you can steer those behaviours, and then honestly it really will help you feel a bit more in control. So yeah, anyway, I hope you liked it. I just had it all going around in my mind last night in bed, so I thought I would just make a little video and upload it. And of course this weekend I will be cash stuffing. I think I'll only have about £100 this week, and I will be putting it into my sinking funds and a long-term sinking funds. So take care of yourselves, and I hope you are well. Look after yourself, and I will speak to you at the weekend. Lots of love. Bye.